musical talkers. It's your old pal, David Herzog. How the heck are ya? Me? I'm still living the high life in North Wales. You can find me nowadays gallivanting around Theatre Clwyd, one of Britain's best and grandest regional theatres, hence the hubbub in the background. And what is yours truly going to be talking about today on Musical Talk? Is it the amazing national tour of 6 that came through the northern theatres last year? No. Is it the fabulous in-house production of Tick, Tick, Boom that Theatre Clwyd produced last year? No. Why am I not covering those shows? Because I didn't see them. Fair enough. So what am I going to be talking about today, then? Today, I'm going to be talking about Our Town, the Thornton Wilder masterpiece. But David, I hear you saying in a brisk American accent, isn't Our Town a play, not a musical? You'd be right. And David, I also hear you say, this time in a shrill British accent, isn't Our Town an American play? Once again, dear listener, you'd be right, on both counts. However, on this particular occasion, you are actually wrong, and I am here to set things straight. Because this particular production of Our Town features music quite heavily, and to great effect. But before we get to that, you'll want to know, what is Our Town, for those of you who are unaware? Our Town is indeed originally a play set in America that was written way back in 1938 by esteemed American playwright Thornton Wilder, who also brought us classic American pieces such as the unofficial follow-up to Our Town titled The Skin of Our Teeth, as well as the slightly lesser-known play The Matchmaker, which may not be known to too many theater audiences nowadays right off the bat, but what if I told you that the main character of The Matchmaker in question, was a character called Mrs. Dolly Levi, who pursues one Mr. Horace Vandergelder while assisting the timid Cornelius Hackle with wooing Ms. Irene Malloy? You'd say, well, David, that sounds an awful lot like Hello, Dolly. Goodness me, listeners, you're on a roll today. Thornton Wilder's The Matchmaker is indeed the original source material for Hello, Dolly. But back to Our Town. In its simplicity is its charm. The story revolves simply around a day in the life of a small town in New Hampshire at the beginning of the 20th century. Welcome to Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, folks, where we follow the little town in its day-to-day routine for the first act. Why is this so important, you ask? Because as we follow the main characters, namely the Webb and Gibbs family, we take in their personalities and their mundane routines. And while this may seem trite on the surface, the first act then leads beautifully into the second act, where we find 2 of the main characters marrying and beginning their life as adults in Grover's Corners. This is followed by a more serious third act that you'll need to actually pay for a ticket to go and see if you want to know what happens. And why wouldn't you? Now, the magic is how these 3 acts come together to make one large, stirring production. On their own, these 3 acts don't tell us much. They're very simple, as I've said. But together, when you string them together, they paint a picture of the lives of these characters that we grow to know as neighbors and even friends. Through their simple, charming story, we learn about humanity, family, society, and our place in the universe. To bring this classic American piece to the modern theater audience, Mr. Michael Sheen and the newly formed Welsh National Theatre have taken, with permission from the Thornton Wilder estate, some Welsh liberties with the setting, which made this Welsh-speaking American living in Wales very happy indeed. And by merely replacing some of the town names and local topography in the script with Welsh names, and giving the characters Welsh accents, the show took on a new life, bringing Celtic and British sensibilities and shining a more proper light on immigrant life at the turn of the century in America. And what's more Welsh than music, particularly choral music? A famous scene in the first act takes place in a congregational church during choir practice. They use 2 Welsh hymns, including a personal favorite of mine, Oet ti'n llwythog a blinderog, also known as Art Thou Weary, Art Thou Languid, and several others. The hymns return throughout the piece, including the previously mentioned wedding in the second act, and to a more heartfelt usage in the third and final act. Beautiful incidental music created by composer Davan Jones also helps to create mood and tone throughout the entirety of the show, bringing stirring notes to assist with scene changes, and also bringing life and merriment to the wedding dance at the end of the second act. All told, seeing Our Town for the first time as a play with music has been beyond inspiring. The music not only enhances the storytelling, bringing context and Welsh culture to the forefront, but it also tugs at the heartstrings, and regardless of whether you are American, Welsh, or British, you are going to marvel at the use of music throughout this piece and be moved by its sincerity. The show on the whole, as your Musical Talk representative on this piece, I give it 5 stars. In addition to the superb music, the direction by fellow LIPA graduate Francesca Goodridge is spot on. Together with the cast with Michael Sheen at the helm, they find the natural comedy in this piece once again that often gets lost with amateur productions, mediocre film versions, or productions done outside of the US, or even sometimes professional productions done within the US. Our Town has never looked more fresh, and the audience reactions as they left the theater reflected this. I never thought I would live to see the day where Our Town and its characters were hip again. As soon as you can, dear listeners, pop on down to the Rose Theatre in London, where Our Town is currently finishing its tour and performing until the 28th of March. Tickets are still available online. Don't miss this show. You will not be disappointed. My congratulations to Francesca Goodridge and the entire cast and crew on a perfect production. That's all for me today, listeners. Thank you so much for having me back. I hope I get to see you again many, many, many times, and that we'll make this a routine once again. Well, chi an fian iawn, pawb. We'll see you real soon.